In this screencast, we will be constructing various chromatic chords, including the diminished seventh, which could also be called the incomplete dominant minor ninth, and three augmented sixth chords, Italian, French, and German. We will also be looking at these chords in brief context of modulation. If we take a closer look at the diminished seventh chord, we can see that it's constructed of two diminished fifth intervals, from the B to the F and the D to the A flat. We can also see that this can be broken down more into minor third intervals. The inversion of the diminished seventh interval, the augmented second, is the equivalent in sound to the minor third, and the inversion of the diminished fifth interval is the equivalent in sound to the augmented fourth. And this is why the diminished seventh is the most ambiguous of chords. A diminished seventh chord can function as a secondary dominant by moving to a temporary tonic as it relates to the prevailing key. In figure 2, we can see an incomplete dominant minor ninth of chord 2 in C major move to a 5 of 5, which acts as our temporary tonic. We then have an incomplete dominant minor ninth of chord 1 to chord 1, which now brings us back to the original key. By enharmonically altering a diminished seventh chord, we can modulate to 4 different keys via a dominant-tonic relationship. In figure 3, we can see an incomplete dominant minor ninth chord based on C, with the omission of the dominant, which is presented in the bass clef. If we were to invert the diminished seventh chord and place the B on top as an enharmonic equivalent C flat, we then can form an incomplete dominant minor ninth chord based on E flat. If we continue this process, we result in 4 incomplete dominant minor ninth chords, which interestingly have 4 roots that create an arpeggio of another diminished seventh chord. Here is how we construct an Italian sixth chord based on C. First of all, place your tonic note on the stave. Secondly, add a note a major third below your tonic note. In this case, it will be A flat. Finally, to complete the chord, add an augmented fourth above the tonic note. In this case, it will be F sharp. To construct a French sixth, we follow the same rules as the Italian, but this time add an extra note a major second above the tonic. In this case, it will be the note D. To construct a German sixth, again, we follow the same rules as the Italian, but this time we add a minor third above the tonic. In this case, it will be E flat. The regular resolution of an Italian sixth is to chord 5. The regular resolution of a French sixth is again to chord 5, but could also be prolonged with a 1C5. The German sixth chord is more flexible in resolution, as it can resolve to chord 5, to chord 1C5 in a major key, or 1C5 in a minor key. Augmented sixth chords are closely related to a 5/7 of flat 2, and so can act as a dominant function to a key a semitone higher. In figure 10, we can see a German sixth in C major. If we enharmonically alter the augmented sixth into a minor seventh, we then could say that we have a 5/7 in D flat major or D flat minor. We can also use a German sixth to get to a key a semitone lower. At figure 11, we can see a 5/7 of A minor, which can be enharmonically altered to produce a German sixth in A flat major or A flat minor, a key a semitone lower.